Hello everyone! Today we struck gold, or should I say, a hidden culinary gem, at a brand new all-you-can-eat buffet that brings a little sparkle back to Vegas, which was once overflowing with ace buffet options. Once upon a time, buffets were on every corner in every hotel, but now they've become rare oases in our arid landscape. This particular gem, though, isn't right on the Strip, it's a few miles south, nestled in Town Square, a hip Las Vegas outdoor mall. Today we have a fun twist. This buffet is owned by someone I used to cross paths with back in the day at Gold's Gym in Hollywood, California. Then he was just a friendly face, always polite and quick with a hello. I didn't realize it was Marky Mark at the time. Of course, I'm talking about none other than Mark Wahlberg. Fast forward to today, and he's built an impressive restaurant empire, including Flecha, one of his new places, and the reason for this review. Stick around until the end of this adventure because Flecha has a special offer for you, our viewers, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Every Sunday, Flecha's offers their endless brunch buffet at $46 for adults, $20 for children. As you enter, Flecha's offers a warm welcome with a touch of luxury, starting guests off with a complimentary glass of champagne. It's a nice touch. Once seated, you're treated to fresh, hot tortilla chips paired with their signature salsa. The salsa is a standout, bursting with the freshness of ripe tomatoes and the aromatic touch of Mexican oregano, creating a delightful and authentic flavor that perfectly complements the crispy chips. A great start to any dining experience. An outstanding feature at Flecha's, they make their own tequila. This tamarind margarita is a bold twist on the classic cocktail, and it doesn't disappoint. The drink starts with a beautiful presentation. The rim is dipped in a mix of salt and tahini, runs halfway down the glass. Together, they create a perfect balance of sweet and tangy, with a hint of spice from the tahini. It's perfect for anyone looking to elevate their cocktail game, and I highly recommend this drink. I absolutely love the red and green cheese enchiladas at Flecha's. The standout feature is the perfectly balanced sauces. The green sauce is a mild tomatillo blend, crafted with fresh tomatillos and green Anaheim chilies. It has a subtle tanginess and a gentle heat that complements the enchiladas without overpowering them. The red sauce, on the other hand, offers a deeper, richer flavor that feels comforting and robust, featuring charred, earthy dried chilies and a blend of spices. The enchiladas themselves are filled with fresh Monterey Jack cheese, which is a creative choice. The cheese stays delightfully soft and creamy in the center, creating a luxurious texture that doesn't harden as it cools, a rare and much appreciated quality. This ensures every bite is just as satisfying as the first. The finishing touches elevate the dish even further. On the outside, the enchiladas are generously topped with crumbled cotija cheese, adding a slightly salty, crumbly texture, contrasts beautifully with the creamy interior. A drizzle of fresh Mexican crema ties it all together, adding a touch of richness and a cool, silky finish. Whether you're a fan of bold red sauces or prefer the zesty brightness of green tomatillo blends, Flecha's enchiladas offer the best of both worlds. They're a must-try for anyone craving authentic and comforting Mexican cuisine. The breakfast potatoes are a delightful treat, freshly made with a perfectly crispy exterior. They're well seasoned and have a soft, pillowy texture on the inside. Sautéed with a medley of onions, green and red bell peppers, they offer a flavorful and satisfying bite. Who doesn't love crispy bacon? While some places serve disappointing pre-made bacon straight from a box, that would be you, South Point Buffet, this bacon is a standout. It's fresh, high quality, perfectly smoked, and cooked just right. Crispy and delicious. The sausage is decent, but nothing extraordinary. Just your typical American breakfast-style sausage. To be clear, it's fresh, good quality, and quite tasty. However, it feels a bit out of place at a Mexican buffet, where I was expecting more unique or traditional options. Pozole is one of those nostalgic dishes that, for me, during my childhood, was reserved for special occasions like New Year's celebrations or only on weekends. Now, it's become more widely available, and this particular version is absolutely fantastic. The rich, deeply flavored chicken broth is slow cooked to perfection and packed with tender white meat chicken and hearty hominy. A sprinkle of dried oregano, fresh cilantro, and a touch of chili elevate this dish, making it next level delicious. The chicken's incredibly fresh and tender, and the broth is bursting with flavor. It's a comforting and satisfying bowl of goodness. Now, Menudo! Not the boy band with Ricky Martin, but the classic Mexican soup. Originally brought to Mexico by Spaniards in the 1400s, the soup, not Ricky Martin, it was transformed with the addition of bold, spicy peppers, making it a beloved dish. This version was exceptional. Honeycomb tripe was tender and practically melted in my mouth with each bite. It tasted fresh and not stale or overly gamey, which can sometimes happen when menudo sits too long. The spice level was perfect, delivering just enough heat to surprise me. It definitely had a kick. I also loved the fresh, chewy hominy that added great texture. The soups here are a true celebration of authentic Mexican flavors. Absolutely delicious. The shrimp here are truly exceptional. Large, fresh, full of flavor. They rival, if not surpass, the shrimp served at any other buffet in town. Chilled to perfection and paired with a classic cocktail sauce, these shrimp make for an outstanding treat. It's a mystery to me that Vegas' shrimp consistently outshine the shrimp from the California coastal areas in which I've lived, but I suspect it might have something to do with the high demand for quality ingredients of the Strip's renowned buffets and celebrity chef-run restaurants. Perhaps the top suppliers save the very best for this culinary hotspot. Well, anyway, if you're a shrimp lover as I am, these alone are reason enough to visit. They're not just good, they're unforgettable. Don't miss out. Ceviche, a classic dish with roots in Latin America, was introduced by the Spanish as a method of preserving fish to extend the life of its freshness. Instead of cooking with heat, shrimp and fish are cooked by curing in lime juice. The acid in the lime transforms the seafood. You know when it's ready to be eaten when it turns from translucent to opaque. This is probably one of the most delicious versions I've ever had of ceviche. The tart tomatillos, avocado, verde sauce, cilantro, and spicy chilies give it a bold and vibrant burst of flavor. You have to try this memorable dish. You're going to love it. To start, the Spanish rice is exceptional. It's prepared simply, using tomato bouillon for flavor, just as I do at home. The rice is light, fluffy, and perfectly cooked. Each grain separate, with no clumps or stickiness. Honestly, I'm impressed. They nailed it. As for the grilled veggies, if you were that kid who actually ate their veggies without a bribe or a tantrum, well, congratulations. But with these veggies, you now know what it was like for all the other children. These are just your everyday grilled veggies showing up to do the job, but not about to win Employee of the Month. Honestly, we'll probably swipe left on these next time. Now for the refried beans. It's a classic Mexican dish and one I've been making since childhood. The secret to great refried beans? Lard. It gives them that rich, authentic flavor. Unfortunately, these beans didn't hit the mark. While they look appealing, they taste like they came straight from a can. It's a letdown, especially compared to the stellar rice. Homemade refried beans are a labor of love, but not overly complicated to make. So it's disappointing they opted for the canned version. Maybe it was an off day in the kitchen, and this was a backup plan, but either way, they don't do justice to what refried beans should be. That said, everything else so far has been solid, but the veggies and beans, not so much. This plate includes Cajun shrimp, pork chili verde, chili colorado, and birria. Let's start with the chili verde. Just look at that vibrant, beautiful color. The chef here has an incredible talent for balancing flavors. This dish takes me back to my childhood and my first lessons in Mexican cooking from our housekeeper, Rosa, when I was just 8 years old. She would char garlic, onions, and fresh Anaheim chilies on a cast iron plancha, then boil tomatillos until their skins cracked and peeled. Everything then went into the blender to create this magical sauce. One bite of this incredible Verde, paired with perfectly cooked, tender, and fatty pork, transports me straight back to those cherished memories of my childhood. The flavor is simply spectacular, and the execution is flawless. Definitely in the running for dish of the day. Honestly, if this chili verde were the only thing on the table, I'd be thrilled to enjoy it with some fresh, hot tortillas, cilantro, and onions. As a 6-time winner of the Malibu Annual Chili Competition, I like to think I know a thing or two about what makes a great chili, and this chili Colorado is absolutely exceptional. It's the ultimate comfort food, warm and satisfying. I used to serve a similar dish in my restaurant, and it was always a crowd favorite. The beef here is top-notch, high-quality chuck that's been slow-cooked to perfection in a rich, flavorful broth made with adobo chilies. The balance of flavors is outstanding, showcasing real expertise in the kitchen. This is hands down one of the best savory dishes I've ever had. If you're a fan of chili, this one is a must-try. Birria has become one of the most beloved and popular Latin American dishes, and for good reason. Even fast food chains have started jumping on the trend. It's traditionally made with goat or beef. This version uses beef, slow cooked for hours in a rich blend of adobo chilies and spices until it's irresistibly tender and practically melts in your mouth. While it would be incredible served in a taco, it's equally delightful on its own. The only challenge with this buffet, everything is so delicious, I wish I could savor just one dish at a time, but the variety is too tempting to resist. Paprika, cayenne pepper, oregano, and garlic powder are used to give this Cajun shrimp a bold, rustic flavor. The shrimp are blackened on a super hot grill with oil and perfumed garlic. Look at how beautiful this shrimp is. Large, cooked to perfection, plump and nicely blackened. It's very fresh and juicy. It's cooked in a spectacular mixture of Cajun spices and has a beautiful sear on it. This hearty sauce is bold, but somehow doesn't overpower the delicate flavor of the shrimp. I wasn't expecting the corn to be as good as it is, but it's sweet and fresh, nice and crunchy, and not overcooked at all. It's the kind of corn we would find at little stands in front of the farm where it was grown. I highly recommend you try this dish when you come here. Outside on the covered patio, there's a station that prepares chilaquiles and street tacos. They offer green or red chilaquiles, topped with your choice of protein and a fried egg if you desire. You can choose from carne asada, al pastor, chicken, or pork verde. The sauce on the chilaquiles is delightfully spicy, and the chips are light, perfectly crisp, and not greasy at all. They're undeniably freshly made. The preparation is fun to watch. Melted cheese blended with an amazing sauce, then topped with a freshly fried egg. I ordered mine with carne asada, and the dish was finished with a drizzle of Mexican crema and a sprinkle of cotija cheese. Finally, the egg. Perfection. The presentation? Stunning. These chilaquiles are a work of art, almost too beautiful to eat. But the real magic is in the flavor. The red sauce brings just the right level of heat, bold and spicy, yet well balanced. If you prefer something milder, the Verde sauce offers a gentler kick, while still delivering tons of flavor. The runny egg yolk adds richness, and the carne asada is exceptional, perhaps one of the best I've tasted north of the border. Every bite is a symphony of flavors and textures. These chilaquiles are, without a doubt, a standout dish. I tried 4 tacos, 2 al pastor, my favorite, 1 carne asada, and 1 pork in chili verde sauce. The al pastor was exceptional, one of the best I've ever had. It was packed with rich pork flavor and aromatic spices, perfectly balanced by the sweetness of pineapple, which cut through the spiciness beautifully. My only critique is that the pork could have been cut into smaller pieces to make it easier to eat. The pork and chili verde sauce was a bit disappointing. It felt a little dry, and more sauce would have made a big difference. The meat was perhaps a touch too lean for my liking. However, I love the chili verde itself. Next time, I might just build my own tacos with the chili verde, a warm tortilla, and some fresh cilantro and onions. The carne asada was outstanding, one of the best I've ever tasted. It was bursting with savory, beefy flavor, and had the wonderful quality which, in Chinese cuisine, is called wok, or the breath of the wok, which when executed properly, brings you right to the precipice of being burned, but stays in the smoky, charred realm. If I hadn't been trying so many other tacos, I could have easily eaten a whole stack of these. The chicken fajitas are outstanding. The white breast meat is perfectly grilled, juicy, and tender, with a smoky char and a rich blend of garlic and onions. The peppers and onions add the perfect finishing touch, elevating the flavors even more. Maybe an oversight, but there were no tortillas to be found, which is a shame. A stack of them would have made this dish absolutely perfect for rolling it all up. At first glance, cornbread didn't look like much, but wow, was I wrong. Absolutely delicious, and might just be my favorite item so far. It's sweet, with pieces of fresh corn throughout, and there's a hint of honey that ties it all together. The texture is just right, moist and light, but firm enough to stay intact without crumbling into pieces. If you've ever wondered what my cornbread tasted like in my restaurant, this is pretty darn close. Now, let's talk about the pork ribs. These are massive, and, I guess no surprise, cooked to perfection. It's moist and tender and comes right off the bone, but not overcooked. It still gives you a little fight. The sauce is a winner, smoky and sweet without being overpowering, and mild enough for anyone who doesn't like spice. These ribs, simply amazing. These pancakes and waffles are as delicious as they are visually appealing. The pancakes are light and fluffy, with a delightful flavor that pairs perfectly with the liquid butterscotch and maple syrup provided. Really, it's almost not fair. I mean, butterscotch and maple syrup? How could this not be delicious? Most of you already know that I'm crazy about butterscotch, so I was thrilled right then and there. This is the first time I've seen butterscotch served this way at a Vegas buffet, and I'm all for it. I typically dread buffet pancakes, but these completely exceeded my expectations. As for the waffles, while it was a bit cold from sitting out, it's still a great tasting Belgian waffle. It has a light and crispy exterior with a rich vanilla flavor. If served warm, it would easily have elevated to another level. Overall, both items impressed me, with the pancakes being the real standout. They're off the hook good. As a self-proclaimed sugar enthusiast, I was hoping to float out of this buffet on a cloud of sweetness. Instead, the desserts brought me crashing back to earth like a souffle gone wrong. They evoked all the excitement of a spreadsheet to a non-accountant. No love, no depth, the artificial feeling one gets from factory-produced food. I also have to question the selection. Endless dishes of Jell-O, yet no flan. The cookies were the only bright spot. And even then, it's mostly because I tried to imagine a baker whispering sweet nothings to a bowl of dough. From what I was told, these were the only homemade desserts. Let's hope this is due to their recent opening, and they'll rectify this shortcoming soon. Now don't let this dessert debacle scare you away. This buffet is a goldmine of other delicious treasures, and you'll definitely get your money's worth. But if you're dessert determined, steer yourself toward the kids section and grab the cotton candy or the cotton candy ice cream. Just make sure you don't elbow any actual kids out of the way, unless you're prepared for the judgmental stares of every parent in the room. Stumbling upon this buffet was like finding buried treasure. But instead of gold coins, it's plates piled high with deliciousness. I'm absolutely thrilled to share this gem, a buffet so delightful, I'm excited to recommend it to you. From the very first bite to nearly the last, almost everything was simply exceptional. Sure, there were a few misses, such as the refried beans, and an epic fail for we dessert lovers, but the experience as a whole is wonderful. Flecha's is newly open, and I'm sure they'll be improving day by day. But as of right now, the ribs, chilaquiles, tacos, cornbread, soups, every shrimp dish, and of course the butterscotch sauce, were all fantastic and make this buffet well worth the price of admission. The atmosphere is stunning, warm, inviting, and perfect for creating special moments. The service, impeccable. The staff radiates kindness and care, making you feel right at home. So, all in all, a very pleasant meal, and I'll be back very soon. Now, here's the part that makes Flecha's even sweeter. Take a moment to grab this exclusive 10% off coupon for your friends and family. Just snap a quick photo, show it to your server, and mention "Let's Eat Vegas" sent you to unlock your discount. We'll be back again soon. Who knows, maybe you'll see us there. And don't forget to tell them "Let's Eat Vegas" sent you. I know we're all guilty of watching YouTube videos and not participating. As a reminder, please like, comment, subscribe, or even become a VIP member. It means a lot to us, and it helps us grow and to bring you more reviews. Be sure to join us next Friday, December 13th, 2024. That's right, Friday the 13th, when we release our next review. We found a newly opened off-strip Asian restaurant that totally shocked us. This might be a good time to hit the notifications bell so you get a reminder when the new review becomes available. Until we eat again, bon appetit!